No, yeah, we have someone that's gonna call in. to start today's meeting of October 9, 2025 for the Metropolitan Planning Organization. At this time, could you please rise for invocation and pledge of allegiance?
It's my mother-in-law.
Gracious God, we invite you into our discussions today. Unite our hearts and guide our conversations with wisdom and patience. Help us to seek solutions that honor you and benefit everyone involved. In your name, amen.
Amen.
Let's pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Mayor Scott Black,
Oh.
We're missing something, aren't we?
You gotta receive it.
Councilman Lance Smith, Mayor John Eric Cooper,
Here.
Commissioner Ron Oakley,
I am
Here.
Commissioner Seth Waitman,
Present.
Commissioner Catherine Starkey,
Here, are you asking me?
Commissioner Lisa Yeager,
Here.
Commissioner Pat Mariano,
Here.
Chairman Matt Murphy.
Here. Bless you. Thank you. Now we have a call for public comment. We do have someone here that would like to speak.
Oh, they changed their name.
Please state your
Hello.
name for the record and your
Yes,
address.
sir.
Thank you.
My name is Judy Osteen, 7650 Osteen Road, Newport Richey, Florida. I'm here to discuss this feasibility study on Osteen Road, that you want to open it from Massachusetts to Orchard Lake Road. This is totally inappropriate. I have gotten many phone calls saying that I started it. No, I did not. I totally oppose it. What you're doing is dumping excessive traffic into a community that does not want it. What is the purpose of this? It was tried in 2003, and I sent all the county commissioners a newspaper report saying it was a no build in 2003. You spent $65,000 approximately then to see about putting it in. Now you're just spending $272,000 of taxpayers' money for a feasible study on something that is totally inappropriate. Our taxes are way out of line. Do you work for us citizens or do you work for companies? Does anybody been told that there's an easement on the backside of Pippin Academy that would alleviate what traffic's going in and out of this subdivision as it is, and it seems to be a problem, and that's why you're doing this? They've had an easement back there since Hap Clark and Ben Moody owned that property. And this easement goes from their backside of their property out to Calabash, to Emmons, to Little Road. Why are you trying to spend all this money? You only have 15 feet on the west side of the section line. It's going to be very costly to open it through the properties that you need to open it. It's not on the alternative studies either. We have started a petition. We're up to 300 signatures. And I thank you for your time. We do not want this road opened. It's going to be a traffic hazard for the area. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have anybody else who would like to speak? Public comment? Going once, going twice? All right, we're going to close public comment. We're going to move on to number 2, MPO Advisory Committee reports. Citizens Advisory Committee, Mr. James Mallow.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is James Mallow. I'm here with the citizens, representing the Citizens Advisory Council. Committee. I always get that.
One of those.
Yeah, county committee. CAC. You got it. Isn't it Monday? No, it's Monday. All right, so that's one, right? Got that out of the way. I'm the chairman of the committee, and at 9:30 on October 1st, we had at the One Stop Shop in Dade City. We had our last meeting. We had some really great reports. Ms. Tania Gorman started us off by reporting on MPO board actions for the meeting of August 21st. She provided an update regarding that meeting, and it was a very good update. Just wanted to thank you for that. But the action items that we had for fiscal year 2026 to 2030, the Transportation Improvement Program, also known as TIP program, there was an amendment that was desired. Now I'm going to get my numbers straight, Commissioner Starkey, on this one. So the staff provided us an overview of the amendment to the fiscal year 2026-2030 TIP at the request of the Florida Department of Transportation. Specifically, FDOT wishes to add $135,149 in design funding and $1 million. Yes, it is $1 million. $1,420,936 in construction funding for fiscal year of 2026. Now, what it's for is a great thing, we felt as a board, which is to widen and resurface the existing I-75 southbound off-ramp travel lanes and shoulders to provide a dual left turn lane from southbound I-75 to eastbound County Road 54, which is very needed. The committee recommended it, and it passed. The motion passed unanimously to a voice vote. The next thing that we brought up was what had to be tabled. We were trying to get a new member, Kay Johnson, on the board, but she was not in attendance, so we were unable to do that. So then we moved to Chief Scott Casson. Some of you may remember him. He was a great fire chief with us, and he was with us for a long time, 37 years, 12 of which he was the fire chief. He currently resides in Wesley Chapel, and Commissioner Waitman suggested him for the board, and the motion passed unanimously by voice vote. So he is now a member. The next person we had was Mr. Gessman, Ryan Gessman. The motion passed unanimously to have him on the board as well as an alternate at-large for Mr. Tom Ryan. We moved on to hearing from Ms. Tania Gorman again. She presented the 2026 board and committee meeting schedule, which that was passed. We agreed that it was a great schedule. One thing I do want to mention before we move into the unfunded needs plan, we really appreciate the men and women that work for the MPO. They do a great job. We get reminders in the emails. We get great notes from the meetings. They make it really easy for us as a committee to do our job. So I just wanted to point them out for just a second. We approved the schedule as I said. Then we moved on to status reports. The 2050 SIS unfunded needs plan. We had a pre-recorded, which you're going to see today. We were able to watch that unfunded needs plan on a pre-recorded presentation. There was no comments or questions at the end of the presentation. The congestion management, we moved on to the congestion management CMP task force issues, which there was none for us to review. And then the Go Pasco updates. There was some discussion about Pasco's involvement with Hernando County and the county line and all that, and us having some service out there. It was discussed, and it was noted by by staff that it wasn't a successful route, so it was taken off the route. So they have no riders. So that's the reason why we don't have service out there. But obviously, as growth happens, that's always an open a possibility. We then rolled into other business. Our next meeting will be November 5th at Starkey Ranch Theater. And today from 5:30 to 7:30, as many of you probably already know, there is another MPO staff meeting. I'm sorry, a MPO safety action plan meeting at the Starkey Ranch Library Cultural Center from 5:30 to 7. We then went to a round table where we talk about issues that we actually see. I was looking for these. Why does it print this in orange color as I read?
There's too many
Yeah,
things hanging on.
I was wondering.
So, let me just tell you.
I was wondering what your hands
So,
were
okay,
doing.
all right.
Like, how many going all
Sit there
around?
and try to read stuff and squint when you got your glasses in your hand, or up like this. So, I'm part of that.
You
yeah.
just ask us.
I'm part of that group now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm part of that group. So I think
You're
we're all.
not
Yep,
one.
I think we're all kind of part of that. Or if not, we're gonna get there. All right. So we had the round table. Actually, some interesting things came out of the round table. So let's think of the north end of US 19, south of county line. A committee member was able to analyze this section of roadway, and he has the credentials to be able to do that, traveling southbound, and found that 54 of the 56 commercial driveways along this segment are non-conforming to the traffic safety as far as a traffic safety perspective. The committee expressed concerns about the current speed limit of 55 miles per hour on the segment and requested that FDOT or the MPO review the roadway and consider a reduction to 45 miles per hour, which probably isn't going to be the people aren't going to jump up and down about it. So what I did as chairman is I asked there to be research to validate. We can go look at and be very accurate at about 54 of the 56 commercial driveways not conforming. But I hate to say it, is it creating a problem? Is there a problem?
Yeah, we've
So-
been reducing them south
So-
of 54. We have
Yeah.
reduced a lot of driveways in
Yeah.
my district.
My
Yeah.
district.
Yep. So it was also noted that there are numerous non-conforming driveways along US 41, which may present safety issues. An update on this matter is requested for the November committee meeting. I made the request just to have some research done, right? So we want to see, are these driveways, where are the accidents happening? Because we do know that accidents happen every day on 41. Where are they happening? And are they anywhere near those driveways that everybody's talking about? Because if it is, at least it gives us a clue, right? So I thought that was, so they're going to get back to us in November, gave them plenty of time. We also spoke about multiple serious crashes and pedestrian injuries, fatalities that have occurred at let me see, hold on a second. At those locations along 54. So that was spoken about, but we need the actual research. And we also spoke about Parkwood Acres and 52 heading eastbound, having experienced several serious crashes, and the MPO is asked to review any existing studies that may offer recommendations as far as that area, and also mine, which isn't noted, but I usually bring it up, didn't bring it up in this last meeting, but 52 in Sea Ranch, where I used to live off of, don't live there anymore, but I used to live there, and some of the most horrific crashes and near misses and deaths that we've had in the county have happened there. And if you're traveling from west to east, eastbound on Sea Ranch, and you get to that light, the road looks like it's here. You can go out there and take a look. I mean, it's absolutely, so as far as pedestrians and vehicular traffic, it's very hard to maneuver, even if you're a really good driver. And we have some really bad drivers. So I think that's the reason why we're having that whole intersection. In my opinion, it needs to be redone or.
It's getting improved.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Okay. E-bikes were brought up.
Oh,
Go figure. And of course, everybody looked.
e-bikes or motorcycles?
Well, yeah, right, exactly. So the law hasn't, I did a little research as far as that because I that's not what I do that much anymore. But I did a little research, and what it seems is the law, the technology that's happening very, very quickly. Obviously, law is not catching up with the technology. I think that will happen. I will tell you this, that might be one of the hardest things to enforce if the state moves to make more restrictions on e-bikes. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying as far as enforcement goes, you're talking about vehicles that can go really super fast. And the last thing that we want to do in law enforcement is get in a chase with an e-bike or scooter or motorcycle. Those are usually not good and get canceled pretty quickly, just to let you know.
They even have they're longboards.
Yes.
Longboards, and they have a remote,
and they go very fast.
Yeah.
And sometimes these kids are on the sidewalks, and it's super dangerous.
It is absolutely 100%.
Driving out of Starkey Ranch yesterday along Lake Blanche Drive, I actually texted Chase on this. There were two under 16-year-olds with helmets on what looked like dirt bikes to me, but there's some kind of no pedals, zipping past the park on the trail there at 30, 40 miles an hour, two of them. I mean, I think we have to, I've heard they've started giving citations. We had a talk in our Trinity Odessa Leadership Council, and Chase went over the rules to all the CDD and HOA heads there, that if they don't have pedals, they're not allowed to be on the sidewalk, and they have to be street legal to be out there. So they've started giving some tickets.
Yes.
But you know what I think? I think they got to take the bikes away. If you've got an underage kid on a sidewalk on a motorcycle, once they start confiscating some of these bikes, that'll stop, because parents aren't going to buy them, and then they lose them. So I just think they're going to have to bring a hammer down for a while. Someone's going to get really hurt.
Yeah, very challenging thing to enforce. I'm not saying it won't be. Obviously, I have no say in that, but I will say very challenging thing to enforce.
Well, I don't understand why a parent would buy their kid a motorcycle like that when they don't own land where they can legally ride it.
Absolutely.
So, maybe the parents have some culpability in this too.
Absolutely. We still get complaints, I'm sure it's probably every day, for ATVs on others' properties going down the side of the road. Just that's another thing. Do we catch them? Yep, we do catch them. Not the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Usually takes having a
I've clocked them
helicopter
going
up and
42
things like
miles
that.
an hour down Starkey Boulevard.
For sure.
On the
Oh, yeah.
42 miles an hour down Starkey Boulevard.
But that's the speed limit.
So I'm sorry.
I've
I'm
done
sorry.
the speed
I believe
limit,
it's
but
35 there.
The trail,
Just kidding.
there was like 5 of them in
Just
a
kidding.
pack. Some of those bikes are this big. I don't know.
So, getting down to the end here, there was some discussion about the new 52 extension in Dade City where the posted speed's 45.
Yeah.
And people are traveling pretty fast there. And also, one of the board members had some serious concerns about the Miranda area, which has a significant amount of golf carts and youth riding e-bikes. There's some question, because there is a golf cart lane, I guess, in portions of Miranda, and so there were some questions as far as if it was, I asked some questions as far as if it's private or if it's public road, private road, things like that, because that'll obviously, as far as enforcement goes, that'll help us if it's a private road, but we have an agreement with Miranda. I'm not 100% sure.
You're saying Murata?
Did I say Miranda? I'm saying Miranda.
Does Miranda
Okay, that's my
live in
second.
Murata?
All right, two. That's two.
Thinking of those rights.
I bring the jokes, okay? I bring the jokes. There's a joke there somewhere. Miranda, Murata,
Miranda's that.
Miranda. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I definitely. Yeah. Yes. So a request again was made by the committee to review the crashes in the area to confirm who owns and who's responsible for enforcement on that roadway. Again, to your point, Commissioner Starkey, it starts at home.
Yeah.
These kids don't buy these between $500 and $5,000 machines themselves normally. It's usually parents, and so we do need their help as well. I mean, if you're going 35 miles an hour and you're 16 years old and you don't have a helmet on,
Helmet or not?
yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, if you own a ranch and you want to go out there and bust it out on your ranch, that's on you, but not on our public streets and sidewalks.
I agree. Have any questions?
We're gonna miss
Commissioner-
your
What?
enthusiasm and enhanced
Oh, in a few minutes?
Where are you
In
moving
a
off?
few minutes?
Are you moving off?
Commissioner Waitman has something.
Oh, no. Not unless Jack
Okay.
says so. He appointed me. Thank you, Jack.
So and just something about, I guess, are you still over fleet?
No,
Well, you were, weren't you?
for
So
a
do
long
you have
time,
any
yes.
of these, any e-bikes in your fleet to, new way of policing versus bicycles, and if you guys are having to chase those, just
Yeah.
So I will tell you, and I think you'll hear this across the board with the sheriff's office. And I know this has been recently discussed, so I'll just throw it back out there. Our deputies are going from call to call to call, and so call to call to call usually doesn't mean there's traffic in between. So when I worked in Temple Terrace, we had 7 people on duty in a 7 square mile city similar to Newport Richey. When we worked there, in between calls, we were writing speeding tickets, writing no U-turn signs because you can't make it's illegal to make U-turn in Temple Terrace. Everybody needs to remember that. So when we're going from call to call, that's the difference between Pasco County and like Pinellas County. Pinellas County, they
was a city,
might
we're a
take 2
county.
or 3 calls. Huh?
That was a city and we're a county.
No, Pinellas is a county.
Temple Terrace is,
Right. No, I brought up Pinellas County. Pinellas County is going from there. They might take in some instances might take 2 or 3 calls in a shift, where we're taking calls if we're 10-8, if we're operating, we're taking calls for service, and then it never stops. So it's really hard to get to the. So when we bring up e-bikes and things like that, it's that portion of it is real super difficult. So
and the highway patrol, can they take any action on that?
it's state roadways, so it has to be a state roadway.
Has to be a state.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
the
where we
highway
operate.
patrol only does crashes on state roads?
Yeah.
When there's a crash? You guys handle crashes on local roads?
No. So they do handle crashes within our county because there is an agreement to handle.
I'm just wondering if, someone brought this up to me the other day about the difference between a city police and expectations within a city and a county.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is a reason why sometimes cities incorporate, because they want quicker response time, and all that kind of stuff. For a county to be able to afford that, that's a city level of service
Yeah.
in a county. Our citizens don't want to have their taxes doubled.
I agree. Yeah.
It's tough, but we're very happy our crime rate's down. But we do need to figure out a way to go after these motorcycles on our. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe there's bollards every so often, or something that doesn't let them go 40 miles an hour for a long time.
Commissioner Black?
But, well, I had one more thing I wanted to ask him. We have a trip coming up, Tania, for the regional MPO. And I wondered if we want to invite the head of our CAC to go on that trip.
I can see if there's room.
Okay. A lot of people are driving themselves. I'm probably going to drive myself. So I think, are you aware of this big meeting, regional meeting?
No, I'm not.
It's coming up.
Send an email?
I didn't send
Okay, I just want to make sure.
was for, like,
I get a couple emails every day.
Yeah, so I think we should extend an invitation, and that way you'll be more informed about what's going on.
Yeah, well, I will tell you, you have a very knowledgeable and caring board. The CAC is full of amazing people that have a lot more knowledge as far as roads and things like that, more than I do. And like I said, your folks do an incredible job. So, any other questions?
Commissioner Black?
No? Yes, sir.
With the new State Road 52,
Mm-hmm.
was the concern enforcement to keep the speed limit at 45, or concerned that the speed limit is only 45?
No, I don't want to blend two, because we had so many things to talk about.
good question, Commissioner.
Yeah, it's one of those SMH moments.
So-
It seems so
What
counterproductive
does that
when
mean,
a 2-lane road suddenly becomes a 4-lane road, but then you go from 55 on the 2-lane road to the new highway at only 45.
So maybe
I've heard that because of curbing and things like that, but it just, it's hard to expect people to go 45 in a 4-lane.
Yes,
So-
I didn't know it was 45.
Yeah, so I'll just say on a personal level, not taking the law enforcement officer hat off, that's a very, what appears to be a low number for that portion of roadway. Very straight, very wide, even with the curbing, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do I get back on the
45 is-
2-lane and go 55 or go 45 in a 4-lane? It just.
Good point. DOT's here.
Yeah, I was just about
Weird.
I would also say the same thing for Ridge Road. There's no reason why we're not going 65 on Ridge Road.
I think the expert's coming up to tell us why.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day.
Good morning, Brian Hunter with the Florida Department of Transportation. I know we looked into that speed limit on the eastern piece of the new alignment of 52. I was actually just looking for my emails because I know we looked into it, but I can't remember what the resolution was there. So I will follow up with staff and get that information so they can get it out to you all on what we looked at out there and what the final
You
resolution
know people
was.
drive to the standards the roads are built,
Yeah.
unless that's a moneymaker for the state.
Well, years ago, when 52 was widened to 4 lanes west of Moon Lake Road. This is a good long time ago. But it went down from 55 to 45, and then there were people out there patrolling, and it just, it just seemed weird to go to 45 when you came to the 4-lane section.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah, a lot of times the road is built a certain, whether it's built as a rural or an urban road, and the gutters and where the sidewalk is, clear zones, all that kind of thing factor into the speed limit. I can't honestly remember what our resolution out there was, but I do know you all had brought it to us maybe about 6 to 8 months ago, and we looked at it and did a speed study and came up with some sort of resolution to it. I just couldn't find it in my email. I'm not searching for the right terms, so I'll get the information to staff so they can pass it out to you.
Mr. Waitman?
It's a regular complaint. 45's a bit slow.
All right.
It's a regular topic of conversation from people.
Mr. Chairman? And I agree 100%. When we did the 52 improvements, it was great to go to get the multi-lanes, but then all the traffic went down. And when you look at traffic, if it moves faster, it's going to be more efficient. So why do we want to slow that down? If this could be, maybe you could guys look at that curbing situation. I heard the same thing as well, because the curbs been built, they got to drop the speed limit down. Let's go look at building them without curbs, or is there really a safety factor with those curbings, or is it just some engineer that said, you know what, let's go lower down if we got a curb? I'd like to see a study done to that, saying where does it really lie? How many accidents get worse because of curbing as opposed to not?
Yeah, like I said, I'll follow up with what we had looked at. So,
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Thank you.
But don't leave. No, I mean.
Next up, we have Technical Advisory Committee.
You're not-
Angela Villa. Is he here? Oh,
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Angel Vila, Pasco MPO staff. The Technical Advisory Committee met on October 1st at 1:30 p.m. and a quorum was present. They heard all the same presentations and action items as the CAC, including the amendment to the fiscal year 26 to 2030 TIP. And then the MPO 2026 Board and Committees meeting schedule. They also heard the presentation on the 2050 SIS Unfunded Needs Plan, and they approved all action items. That is the entirety of my report. Do you have any questions?
questions? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next up, Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, Brian Michaels.
Good morning.
Morning.
So all of our action items except for one was tabled. We had a new member that we weren't able to approve because they didn't come to the meeting. We saw
Who's
the
that?
same presentation.
Who didn't come?
I believe it was,
Is it mine? She's not coming?
Allison Grumpy.
She's not coming to the meetings? Okay, I'll
well,
find somebody else.
it's Dade City is a little, could have been, it was kind of far and it's
Has she
it's a
come to
little
any
hard.
meetings yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll look for something.
And we did approve the member that Commissioner Mariano recommended. We also elected a new vice chair. Daisha Mitchell resigned her position. Jeff is now the vice chair of the BPAC committee. It's also Pedestrian Safety Month for October. Last year we launched Project Red Light, where we estimated we reached 350,000 people in Pasco County with messaging. This year we're looking to double or triple that number. We are allowed to put pedestrian messages on the DMS message boards. We've already had them up, which is the first time in the state for Pedestrian Safety Month that we're allowed to put messaging up. So we're very excited about the new program. And we also have FDOT District 7 is engaged with their social media as well, and they should be coming out with something in the next couple of weeks.
Any questions?
I'm amazed you don't pack the place in Vegas City.
It's a challenging place. It's also under construction, a lot of construction over there. But we're still very excited about being on the BPAC. We also need some new members. So if any of the commissioners have somebody that's interested in bicycle, pedestrian, and trails, we're always looking for new members. You can select a regular member and an alternative member. We also have a few open seats as well. But again, I want to remind everybody to stop for pedestrians. That's the message for October.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner?
So US 19 is a very dangerous roadway, as we know. We've got some safety money that was into it. If there's any way to incorporate taking a look at using message boards on billboards, I'd like to see if there's some benefit to that and maybe some suggestions, what you would do if you had space on billboards. It might let the county commission take a look at it to say, you know, if we did this, it might make it safer. It might incentivize us to go take a look at it and say, you know what, let's go look at getting some of these billboards changed out for the benefit of this, not just for hurricanes, but for even safety.
Are you talking about putting a public safety message on a billboard?
Correct.
Because they all do that, so you just have to, I mean, I think they're kind of required to do some public safety messages, so someone can ask Outlook or whoever if they would post a safety message.
FDOT has,
I'm not going to put any more billboards on 19.
No, to be clear, what I'm trying to say is, we could take a look at the electronic billboards, the trade-off that we're gonna have, that said it didn't work for them, but if there's a safety benefit to it, maybe it's worth another look. Because electronically, you could have these safety messages out there. We know there's a benefit that we talked about with our big hurricane meetings, about, you know, post-recovery, that there was benefit if we had those electronic billboards to tell people where to go, et cetera. But even as that, we can still try to incorporate some safety messages if we had more electronic billboards, especially on 19, as dangerous it is, especially if this seems to be working for us.
Kind of an oxymoron. Take your eyes off the road and read the billboard.
FDOT actually has billboards in Hillsborough County with safety messages on them, so we may want to put in a request for FDOT to see if they can buy some billboard
Yeah, and they do
time.
have those Amber Alert, and those signs they
Well, the
have.
DMS message boards, we are just starting to use those.
Yeah.
We do have, because I'm on the Pedestrian Advisory Committee, that's the first messaging, but the Safety Action Plan is also, I'm sure it's going to come up in the Safety Action Plan meeting that we're going to utilize those DMS message boards for other safety messages throughout the county.
And that's good for those, but I don't want, and I'm just trying to bring up a separate
So,
subject.
I understand.
I'm not looking to put any more signage out on 19.
Good.
All right, appreciate it.
Fight that all day long.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, thank you.
All right, before our action items, Mr. Nita Gorman has a special guest to introduce.
Yes, good morning. We have a special guest, Mateo from Land O'Lakes High School, who's here interning with Commissioner Yeager.
Hi.
And he is working on learning more about local government and how it works. And I know he's probably sitting there, probably hiding under a seat, but Mr. Mateo, please come up and introduce yourself.
You know, in the past, we've let them sit up here. Yeah.
How you doing?
Hi, how's it going? Mateo Petrillo. I go to Land O'Lakes High School, and I'm just here to learn more about our local government and see if I can get involved. So,
Well, good
thank
for
you guys for having me.
Good for you. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to our action items. First one is the 2026 to 30 Transportation Improvement Program Amendment. Mr. Angel Villa.
Thank you, Commissioners. The Florida Department of Transportation requests approval of a proposed amendment to the Pasco County MPO fiscal year 26 to 30 Transportation Improvement Program, or TIP. The purpose of the amendment is to add funding for an interstate interchange improvement project not currently listed in the fiscal year 26 to 30 TIP. Specifically, FDOT wishes to add $135,149 in design funding and $1,420,936 in construction funding in fiscal year 26 to widen and resurface the existing I-75 southbound off-ramp travel lanes and shoulders to provide dual left turn lanes from southbound I-75 to eastbound CR-54. Additional improvements include signing and pavement markings, signalization, drainage improvements, and upgraded intersection lighting. Do you have any questions?
Commissioner?
I gotta tell you, I think, I want to thank FDOT for jumping on this so fast. I know it's probably been you get probably a lot of different comments on it, whatever, but I think it was probably a year ago, so I was talking it through, and I am just delighted. This is just a much-needed turn.
Yeah, I was just in that, Tuesday.
So
and it's-
thank you,
it's
DOT,
needed.
again, for being so responsive to our requests. Appreciate it.
All right, just so you need a motion?
Yes, I need a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up, we have Pasco MPO Board and Committee 2026 meeting schedule proposed.
All right, good morning, Board. This morning I come before you to propose the 2026 meeting schedule. We do this as a part of our bylaws and our operating procedures. If you denote on the June date, we highlighted that in red as we need quorum for the June date, so please look at that date so we can confirm, as all of our MPO guiding documents need to be reviewed and approved and headed up to FDOT and FHWA on those dates. We did accommodate the dates this year in August for the yearly League of Cities conference that comes up in August. Other than that, the calendar is set for you to review and approve. Questions or comments?
Comments?
I don't have my iPad and I don't have the attachment.
Oh, you don't have?
Is that it? Is
Yeah,
it
that's
there?
right
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you looked at all our schedules?
Correct.
Okay.
May is the only conflict that I see presently for myself. The May 14th, I will be at the National League of Cities meeting.
Is anyone else attending the National League of Cities meeting? Oh, it's a specialized meeting, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Madam Chair? Mr. Chair?
Commissioner?
I've got a conflict with the Regional Planning Council. That's one of their big seminars that they do for resiliency.
In which month?
Which date?
The May 14th, sorry.
On the May 14th? Okay.
I don't have my calendar with me.
If the following Thursday is open on the calendar, would we like to move it to that date
I
to
can't.
ensure quorum, or which would be
Move it out a week.
21st?
But you know you've got two already, so.
Right.
should-
I don't want to, if something else comes up, then I'm floating and not having quorum.
It's Government Day for Leadership Pasco.
What, is that November?
This would be May of 2026.
I haven't been able to make that in a couple years. I like that government day. I think Commissioner Oakley was there this time.
Move it up a week, maybe?
Like I said, I can't comment without my calendar, sadly.
So we have 3 that cannot make it on the 14th.
I would be good for the 21st, as far as I know.
The 21st, is the 21st
I
a
feel
good?
like I would be, but
Okay, gotcha. We'll tentatively hold it for the 21st. We'll connect with your aides and admins, and then we'll go from there.
Mr. Chairman, maybe
Commissioner.
we can talk to the Leadership Pasco. Maybe they can just set us for like a 1 o'clock thing, or even a 12 o'clock.
Later in
They
the
can
day.
make
Yeah,
that-
later.
Later in the day.
May work.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So can we make a motion to review and approve pending
Motion
the
approved.
521 date?
Second? We get a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All good, all right.
Five's approved Casson. I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Was it-
Adding Scott Casson to the
See
CAC.
what I might
Oh, wait.
What?
So I might have jumped to like Madam Chairman instead of.
Well, you can't make the motion, so I made it.
No, I know, but we gotta get
Call
to
the
it
item.
first.
Okay, I thought we were done with 4. Maybe we're not.
You're a little ahead. All right, now we're gonna go, now we're gonna go to 5.
I-
Approval
A
of new
motion to
alternative.
approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Keep rolling.
Can I go to 6?
Keep rolling.
Hold on.
Motion-
Do you want me to go through that?
Do you want her to
I
go?
say I can go through all of that,
Oh,
or you can go
no,
through all of them.
no.
It's your
Keep rolling
preference.
through, okay.
No. Motion to approve, Gassman?
Call it?
Huh? Does anybody want to talk about it?
I'm making the
I
motion.
know, but let
All
him
right,
just
Dan,
call
Oh,
the
Dan
item.
okay.
totally approved. You can go through them, so we
Okay.
can.
All right, we're going on to 6 now. Approve an alternate member for Citizens Advisory Council. Griezmann, sorry.
Guessman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you. Moving on to 7, approval of transition to regular member of the Technical Advisory Committee, J. O'Callaghan. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Number 8, approval of new alternate member to the Technical Advisory Committee, S. Ferry.
Move approval.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Item 9, member removal from the MPO Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee.
Wait a
So
minute.
moved.
Wait, does it have a name?
Yes, it's Dennis Kegel. It's for the District 5 seat that's being filled by Jen Kerouac.
Okay. Anybody want to?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Is that Pastor Jen?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then 10,
Good, good.
approval of the new regular member of the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee, Mr. Kerouac.
Second.
All in
That's a
favor?
lady.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Woo. All right, now we're to Go Pasco updates. Are there any updates at this time? No updates? All right, status reports, presentations. We have one on the agenda, the unfunded needs plan, 2050.
Well, that's not Pasco.
Welcome to a process and coordination.
Too bad it's not.
Welcome to a process and coordination overview for FDOT District 7's SIS 2050 Multimodal Unfunded Needs Plan. The SIS 2050 Multimodal Unfunded Needs Plan serves to identify transportation improvements needed for SIS facilities. These improvements are unconstrained by cost and are not yet included in the FDOT SIS Work Program, Second 5-Year Plan, or Cost Feasible Plan. The plan ensures Florida's long-term transportation priorities are recognized even if funding is not yet available. It is important to keep in mind that although a project may be identified as a need by the SIS program, it is not guaranteed to receive funding nor an endorsement. The goals of the SIS Unfunded Needs Plan are to identify unfunded transportation needs, cover all of the modes, include existing and future SIS-eligible facilities, and ensure all projects are documented. The update process takes approximately 18 months from kickoff to adoption. Months 1 to 3. Initial review of the 2045 needs plan to determine which projects remain unfunded and should be retained. Months 4 to 9. We have pulled the LRTPs and are working to identify projects. We use traffic modeling to identify needs based on population growth and land use. We are currently starting months 10 to 15, which is the development of the draft plan, including district maps, tables, and regional profiles. MPOs, TPOs, and stakeholders will review the draft plan when ready. Months 16 to 18 are for the final review by FDOT senior management, then adoption by the FDOT Executive Board. MPOs and TPOs play a key role in identifying needs through their LRTPs and regional plans. Coordination also includes regional transportation authorities, local governments, and modal transportation partners. The FDOT district handles local coordination with partners, and reports back to central office SIS program via their monthly teleconferences. Project needs are identified using MPO and TPO long-range transportation plans, regional transportation authorities plans, plans of partner agencies, traffic modeling and analysis, including statewide, regional, and local models, level of service analysis to detect future roadway capacity issues, statewide modal master plans for aviation, freight, rail, seaports, spaceports, and transit. GIS and data visualization help map project locations and priorities. The plan consists of individual district maps and tables that list cost and location of unfunded projects, regional profiles showcasing economic and demographic overviews for each region, and an executive summary providing a high-level overview of identified needs by district and mode. For the final review, once the final draft is ready, the MPOs, TPOs, FDOT districts, and SIS staff conduct a review of the draft plan. After senior management approval, the final draft is presented to the FDOT Executive Board for adoption. Once adopted, the plan serves as a guiding document for future funding considerations. The SIS 2050 Multimodal Unfunded Needs Plan is essential for shaping Florida's long-term transportation needs. It assures that the MPOs, TPOs, and their regional priorities also align with SIS needs. It uses data-driven methods to validate these needs and also ensures all potential SIS projects are documented for future consideration. The next steps involve ongoing coordination, updates, and preparation for the next planning cycle. Thank you. This concludes our presentation. We will now open the floor for questions.
Commissioner Mariano, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I'm not sure how many billions of dollars we're talking about as far as unfunded needs, and I'm not sure how many projects we've actually talking about in the total state of Florida program. But at FAC, at NACO, we've had many conferences about, many conversations lately, especially with our transportation engineers, about the Davis-Bacon Act and how much it drives up costs. And the paperwork is the biggest concern, but there's other factors that are in there too. I would like to have us put a letter out saying, please look into what the savings could be on Davis-Bacon Act, not only for these unfunded needs, but also for the whole project. How much money would the state of Florida save if we could avoid Davis-Bacon and give a better return for our citizens' value?
100%. And if I could add on to that, because we had this discussion at the board meeting. So for our board members here who don't know what the Davis-Bacon Act is, it was enacted in 1931, and it adds a lot of paperwork and burden on contractors who get a federal appropriation of more than, the baseline was set at $2,000 in 1931. And we talked about it at FAC, as I chair the federal committee, and one of my vice chair is from Escambia County, and they said that the Davis-Bacon Act costed the government 30% of the cost of construction of an airport hangar. I don't know if anyone here knows how to break down the cost of a mile of sidewalk if you're using federal money, but it's going to be 20%, 25%. We had to do this at AmSkills because we had a CDBG grant, and our contractor lost their Davis-Bacon person, held us up for, I don't know, half a year, trying to chase down all the paperwork. It's outdated. It's a real problem, and I am 100% in support of doing a letter. I think, it guarantees certain wages to the workers, which is not a bad thing, but there's other ways you can do that now, rather than requiring this much paperwork. if you get a contract for $2,000 worth of work, you got that much paperwork and time, and so feel free to research it, the Davis-Bacon Act.
Mr. Chairman, to go a little further too, just like, as she says, literally the engineers that doing projects, they told me about one project is at the Transportation Committee with NACO. The stack was less than like 8 inches high for the paperwork. It went about 3 feet high when you had to go Davis-Bacon. So just that alone, to contract that, dealing with it, is just such a waste for government. And as we're gonna be looking at, let's say, Florida's DOGE program that's looking at everything, federally, we're looking at DOGE, I think probably this is the opportune time to bring it forward.
Yeah.
There was a committee that looked at it in NACO, I think it was your committee,
My
right?
committee.
And
Yeah, and
they
it got
turned
voted
it down.
Yeah.
They turned it down.
I'm trying again. I started.
I would love for us, the Pasco MPO, to send a letter to the FDOT to address this. Maybe
The
Tamika can
state FDOT, right?
State FDOT and USDOT, and get it to Trump's office.
Yeah.
Say, let's go look at this, because we say we don't have money, we want to save money, we want to be more efficient with our government. All these things can't get funded. Let's go look at the way we're doing things, and I don't think there's probably a better time in our history
Right. I
to
think
get
we
a
can get it
change done right now.
Yeah.
So I would love to see, I'll make a motion, we have the staff draft up a letter, put it to all our delegation, put it to all our cabinet members up at the state.
Yeah.
Send it to FDOT, send it to, USDOT, make sure the president gets a copy, transportation secretary, and send a letter saying, we want you to go look at it, and we think there's some great savings in there, now's the time.
Time and money.
I'll second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
And have the chairman sign it.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. I noticed something on here, not only looking at airports and seaports, but spaceports.
Yes, I
So,
saw that.
that's really cool, yeah.
2050.
I have a question to her. Can she go back to the map of District 7, I think? There was a map just before this one. The presenter or whomever. I was trying to see, I thought State Road 54 was in the CIS. So is it just between the Suncoast and 75, or?
Just between the Suncoast and 75, correct. That is the CIS facility.
So it's US 19. And now the CIS is to help, what is the purpose of the CIS, if you don't mind saying it again? Strategic Intermodal System, I know it stands for that.
Brian Hunter with the Florida Department of Transportation again. These are the most critical roadways for the movements of people and good that provide regional connectivity within urbanized areas in the state as well as outside of the state.
All right, so I have a little issue with that big gap between 19 and the Suncoast. Why would we not widen? Why would we not go to 19? I see 98 goes from 19 all the way over, but we only have that little piece of 54. Just
The connection between Suncoast and, so the CIS
Suncoast and
network
19.
is mileage limited by state statute. We have a mileage cap that we have on how many miles can be on the state or the CIS network. And so and there's very specific criteria. It has to be connecting to either a urbanized area or a CIS terminal. So an airport terminal, a seaport terminal, a passenger terminal. So and there's thresholds for those. So like a passenger terminal has to have 2,000 passengers a day at it. So like an Amtrak or a Greyhound station would qualify for that. So if there's no connector on the east or west end that we're trying to connect, then that wouldn't be eligible for the CIS network.
But 98 is connecting. What's there?
So that piece is probably left over from when the Suncoast did not go. We do have like a 10-year reevaluation of the CIS network. So that piece was probably there before the Suncoast connected up to 44, and now it's being built over to US 19. So that may get reevaluated, that little 98 piece.
I don't know. I feel like the gap between 19 and the other interstates and Turnpike is too big for the population it serves. That's just my view there. I wonder when you relook at this.
I'm not sure what the cycle is, but I do know we have a regular, where we are in the cycle, but I do know we have a regular update to the SIS network.
Because I think I remember Secretary Gwynn talking about it. I think 54 wasn't on it for a while between the two.
Yeah, so 54 used to end. It picked up at so the little Dale Mabry spur off of the Veterans, that went, and then we had up Dale Mabry to 41 to 54 to the east. That piece was always on there, but the piece in between that and the Suncoast was not, and so we were able to add the piece in between 41 to the Suncoast.
All right. Well, I don't know if anyone else has any comments, but it seems like a big gap there. But
Anyone else?
and CIS gets extra funding, right? CIS roads get.
Yeah, so we're required to spend 75% of our capacity dollars on the SIS network. So that is where the majority of the state's capacity investments will go.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner?
You know what, when I look at Pasco, and from the look of this, we're not on any of these items that are here. And when I look at County Line Road that needs to be done, Sun Lake would be a great reliever for 41 and the Suncoast. I look at Shady Hills Road, we had all these jobs that want to come in, they can't go north-south as well. It would take stress off, let's say, Bellamy, et cetera. And it may not be a direct connection, but as far as unfunded things, I mean, those are three unfunded projects that would do a lot to enhance the mobility of folks around here. And if we're talking about just the Tampa area with the airport and the port itself, it's like, it seems like it's not a fair allocation of money for us.
So that's what the unfunded needs plan is for. It's really for us to look at what are those needs that are not currently in the cost feasible plan. There is a program within the SIS network that does look at relievers. So if we can make investment on a parallel road that helps relieve some of the capacity needs on the SIS network. So there'll be an opportunity for us to work with you all to include some of those needs, and then we can evaluate them and see if we can put them in the unfunded needs plan. And then the SIS network, we have a different planning process for it. So we do the first 5, which is our work program. It's the only program that we have the second 5 planned out. And then we have the cost feasible, which is all the projects that are needed that we can reasonably expect to be able to fund in the next 25 years. And then the unfunded needs. And so once things get added to the unfunded needs, they can trickle into the other various things.
Where does US 41 and 54 stand? Is that on this list?
Yes, so that is a SIS network. It's not going to be in the unfunded needs plan because it is in our second 5. The construction is in second 5 on that one.
Thank you.
So,
Commissioner Waitman?
This presentation didn't share the methodology behind the SIS plan. Can you do that? Can you the methodology behind your decisions on the network that?
yeah, so it's basically connecting. So there's very specific criteria that go into the roads, and I don't know the exact numbers. I'm not our SIS expert, but so you have the urbanized areas, so like Tampa to Orlando. What are those critical connections from Tampa to Orlando? And then you also have connections from the interstate to your hubs, whether that's a passenger, so a bus or train terminal, an airport that provides. I think it's 2 million passengers a year is the threshold, or 2.5% of the state's air traffic is at an airport, or there's also a percentage for cargo. And then ports is also a gross tonnage minimum that needs to be met. Once you meet that, you can get on the SIS network. So it's basically traffic volumes, connections between those hubs and urbanized areas. And then there is a subset, it's really hard to see, but on those little inset maps, there's red lines. The green ones are the SIS network, and the red ones are SIS connectors. So if there's we call it strategic growth, like Seaport, it doesn't meet that threshold yet, but it reasonably is expected to in the next couple of years. We'll put the connectors on there so that's our future SIS network as well.
So, okay, so it takes into account where that customer base is coming from and going to, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
but regionally, not, like it wouldn't be like Zephyr Hills to Dade City. That wouldn't, it would be from like the regional urbanized area, so like the Tampa St. Pete urbanized zone to another urbanized zone, so Orlando or Tallahassee, something like that. It wouldn't handle the local connections. It's more of those regional and statewide and national
So the
connections.
determining factor of, so it's got to be an airport, it's got to be a port, a high density, high-rise city, basically is kind of what you're.
Yeah, the pieces that we're trying to connect.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner?
So another thought. So if we're looking at trying to make the ports, airports more efficient, fix the traffic situation, we put Turnpike Authority in so they could actually help and build some roads that otherwise would get funded with funding, et cetera. But when I look at that Ridge Road area, where you could have all those trips that could just go meet at their intersection at Ridge Road or just below Ridge Road, and put a parking rod right there for all these people, and keep all those trips going down there, I don't know why that doesn't become part of the SIS.
So it would have to, a transit facility would have to meet that 2,000 rider a day or whatever that number is. It's somewhere in that ballpark, and it has to be existing service. It's we don't, with that kind of thing, we don't have projected service. It's got to be existing service. So
Might be a good reason why we should actually start a plan to go do a potential to say, start something and see where it can grow. It's worked everywhere else around this nation.
yeah.
Anybody else? When will be the opportunity to have some input on this? We said there would be some time to do that.
Yeah, so I think that's the next phase of this. Right now, we're gathering all the, looking at the LRTPs, the statewide modal plans, master plans at airports and seaports. And so assembling all that, anything that's unfunded needs, and then we'll be coming back to the committees and the board to kind of put those up there. We don't really, with this plan, we don't typically look at what the solution is. So if it's a capacity need, we won't say it needs to go from 4 lanes to 8 lanes or anything like that. It'll just be that we'll identify that need, and then as it moves forward to actually getting funding, that's when we come back and we work with you all to identify the solution. So it's a little different than our typical plans, but we'll be back probably 4 to 6 months, I would say, would be the time frame.
All right. Anyone else? All right, thank you.
All right.
Next up, we have some other business, Regional MPO Principals Workshop. Ms. Tania Gorham.
Good morning again. I just wanted to invite you to the, can you put up the invitation? To the Regional MPO Principals Workshop. But before I get into that invitation, I want to kind of go back and to debrief about what has been going on with the regional merger and where we left off with our discussions as far as where we are now. So currently, for those who've attended the TMA, we do have a consultant with White House Group that is helping us work through some of these merger options of the governance board staff and some of the legalities that we have to walk through. And within that White House Group, we are consequently going with FHWA, and we are working on some peer workshops. We've reached out to some of our peers around the nation who have engaged in a merger and having really informative discussion. So we've met with River to Cog MPO in Connecticut, we've met with Hampton Roads MPO in Virginia, and we've met with the Rio Grande MPO in Texas. These workshops have been very informative. It was getting down to the kind of some nitty-gritty discussions. What does it look like, merging the board? And then we are going to subsequently have a finalized workshop with the top 3 selections of that peer exchange and have them actually fly out here to Florida, meet with the 3 MPOs that are potentially being merged, and continue further discussions so we can have a better perspective on what exactly we are getting into as a merged MPO from the staff level. And it's very good discussion. Next, we have our upcoming Metro Plan Orlando visit, which this is really solely for elected officials. As for you all to go and attend and talk with other elected officials that work within a merged MPO setting. So that is why Major Mallow did not receive the invite, but we were more than welcome to invite him. But he is more than welcome to attend the principal's workshop. So I wanted to clarify that. But a lot of you have confirmed. We're looking forward to this workshop, and I know that it'll be giving us a lot of information from the governance board perspective. And then subsequently, we have our principals workshop that will be happening November 14th. And we're very excited to have this workshop. We want to engage and talk about our governance structure and voting models, transitions, timelines, milestones, frameworks for public engagement, and interlocal coordination. You all are invited. I had the honor of going to Newport Richey City Council a couple days ago and presenting there. I will be going to Port Richey, and I will be going to Zephyr Hills and Dade City subsequently to share the invitation as well. But I wanted to make sure the invitation was here for you, for the MPO board.
There's no information on the Orlando trip in here? These flyers are for the workshop?
Correct. The Orlando trip is going out in separate emails. Yeah, that's
When is
separate.
that date again?
October 27th.
Okay,
Monday.
It's a Monday.
yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are driving. I mean,
Yes, everybody's driving separately. We had the idea of providing transportation, but it did not work out as everybody has varying schedules, so. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next MPO meeting we held on Thursday, November 13th at 10 a.m. In Dade City at the historic courthouse. Anybody else have anything before we adjourn?
yes, I have a question. I brought this up at the board meeting. I wanted to know what the status is of the 52 bike ped overpass. I thought we were starting a while ago, and every time I drive by, I've seen nothing. So I know we funded it. Both the 54 and the 52 are funded, so the longer we wait, the more expensive it's going to be.
We have somebody coming up. How you doing?
All right, good morning. Nick Uren, County Engineer. Commissioner, we did look into that following the board meeting on Tuesday. The short story is we funded through an interlocal agreement or partnership agreement with the District 7 office the design and construction of the Suncoast Trail overpass at State Road 52. Design was finished early this calendar year. Construction contract was advertised and awarded. Notice to proceed was given to the contractor to start work on that in July. Contractor has asked for a delayed start to the construction because they wanted to avoid adverse impacts on trail users during the holiday season. So their new start date is January 1st of 2026.
As long as they're not going to hit us up for more money. because
Construction,
the cost of
yeah,
con-
construction contract is executed with bid prices memorialized, so the delay does not impact the construction cost in that contract. It just allows the contractor to get mobilized after the holiday season. There will be some, I think, clearing and potential landscaping work that occurs prior to January 1st, but that's what I heard from the DOT's project manager yesterday. But the construction activity should begin in earnest January of 2026.
Okay, and when are we going to start 54?
That one is, we're finalizing design and has not yet been advertised for construction. It's supposed to be advertised in the next few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner?
Just a thought for DOT. I got a text message from someone. I didn't get many details, but I understand there's going to be a truck stop, maybe at 52 and 75, and there was some concerns about it. I'm wondering if we can, I don't expect much today, but if we can get an update as far as what's going on, I think the MPO should be able to see what's going on before it actually happens.
Where's the truck stop?
Yeah.
They said 52 and 75. I don't have any more details. I don't even know if it's an accurate thing, but I mentioned it at the last board meeting, but.
Yeah.
I do know that we
I hadn't heard or seen anything.
I know, that's why I say I don't know if it's accurate or not. I'm just throwing it out there while we have DOT with us.
Yeah, I'll follow up with you on that. I know we've been doing like a district-wide site analysis for additional truck parking spots. We're building a big facility down off County Line Road in the Polk Hills Road, County Line Road and I-4. And we want to continue that type of development because it is a critical need for freight mobility and safety of our truck drivers. But I don't know that we've come to the point where we've identified particular sites or.
So is that done on your property, or do you go and buy property and then put an exit off the interstate? How does that work?
So we don't put new exits off the interstate. It's not like a rest area. We try and build them off the interstate so that you can serve both directions from one facility. The one that we purchased on near Plant City, we purchased the property for that. We bought about 60 acres. That was just vacant land, and we're greenfield developing that into a truck.
Is it at a
parking
major
facility.
intersection in the?
Yeah, County Line Road and I-4 is one of our, if you go south on County Line Road, there's, I think, 8 million square feet of industrial facility that are open and another 20 million square feet planned on that corridor. So it's a
Just that
critical.
I would hate to lose all the jobs on the corner for parking trucks, that's all.
What else involved with it? What else part of the facility?
So we build the parking facility as well as, restrooms. There's like a trail around it, and we also build bicycle and pedestrian access to the, there's a couple restaurants and a hotel in the area, so we are providing those bicycle and pedestrian access to them. Because truck drivers have very unique operating time frames where once the truck goes off, if they've reached their hours of operation, that truck can't get on or move unless it's doing like a 5-mile-an-hour yard move. And so we wanted to provide that access to them. That's why we picked that location. It was low ground. It wasn't developable, really. It was going to be expensive to be developed. And so the highest and best use for it was a truck parking facility.
Yeah.
And we had a willing seller, and so.
Highway frontage, or is it set back a ways, you go down the service road to get to it?
There's a frontage road in that area. It's on the south of the frontage road of the interstate. So it's very close, but it's not direct access from the interstate.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't say on the record, I would respectfully request if the DOT were looking at either, the double branch side or KD 52, would talk to our county commission before. Those are two major economic hubs for us, that there's incentives and everything, and to have a big chunk of the industrial space eaten up for just truck parking. We would respectfully request to know about that.
Absolutely. We wouldn't
Yeah.
take
You would know that.
50 acres of potential industrial land out of commission without coming to y'all first, so.
It's not in
Commissioner
double.
Mariano?
And something else too.
Nothing
The
in
Flying J has got a gas station, restaurant, et cetera, and that's already used for
No hotel.
truckers in that area to go. So I don't know why you'd pick that area when you already got
Where,
some
so
service
where are
already
you
there.
hearing this from? Where-
It was
you
just
know?
a text message. I don't, like I said, I don't even
Oh.
know if it's accurate,
Yeah.
but looking at that, I was concerned about safety, but I think the other concerns we have as far as, taking away jobs. But again, with Flying J right there, I don't know why even that section would even be strong on the list.
Well, it would have to be
The other
high.
side, you've got,
Or double
A&D
branch.
developments fixing to come in, but there's no truck stop in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We have seen successful projects around the nation where the Department of Transportation in that state will purchase a property, build a truck parking facility adjacent to a truck stop, because then we don't have to build the facilities or maintain them. The truck drivers can walk over to the Flying J. I don't know if we're particularly looking at that site, but it has been successfully done where it lowers the cost for everybody. It provides additional customers for the truck stop.
I can give you one update about Flying J. They have put an entrance in the back of their parking area that goes into the Flying J off of the old Pasco Road. That drive is already in, so those trucks don't have to make that U-turn. They can go down and turn left into Flying J.
Yeah.
They have to go past that truck wash, and right past it's a road going into Flying J.
Yeah.
Isn't that now signalized too?
Yeah, that's signalized right there at that Pasco Road and 52, yeah.
Burger King, yeah.
But I'll follow up with you.
Thank you.
I just
Oh,
have a
Commissioner.
separate question. Do we have an update on 41?
Which project on 41?
Well, just, we were talking about the, Tri-County for Hillsborough, Pasco, and Pinellas. I know we asked
yeah,
Gus
I have a
Bilarakis for some funding. That-
Is that northern piece that is the widening? I don't know where we are on that one. I know we got some funding for design, but I don't know where we are in the next stage of funding that project. And I don't know that we had enough funding to complete design. So I'll follow up.
We need to ask again this year.
I'll get your office the information.
Can you email all of us just so we know?
I'll get it to Tania and then she can distribute it.
I know it's something that's a priority of ours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get you that something in the next couple days.
Mr. Starkey?
I don't know if this is for you or both of you, but
I hope it's for her.
I know that Mayor Castor had brought up the grant that she got from the federal grant. What's it called?
RIA.
Yeah, the RIA. I listened to that presentation. I don't know where I got that from. She presented at the TMA meeting. What, were you there? Was anyone here at the TMA meeting? I didn't make it. Jack, were you at the TMA meeting? All right.
I was there, I don't remember.
Okay, so they made a big presentation on the RIA grant. And I've never heard you speak about that here, so I think I remember her saying, do you guys have projects that you're gonna think about for?
So with the RIA grant, it's just now coming to where we are collaborating on which projects we're wanting
Tell
to
them what it
do.
is, because I'm the only one here, I think, who knows.
The RIA grant, came about in the TMA. It was at the TMA meeting where we first discussed this, where the city of Tampa elected to get this grant to help with the transportation, regional transportation needs from the federal discretionary grants. They applied, they received the RIA grant. Essentially, it had started out as a grant to get commuter rail, but it has expanded since that conversation into the 3 counties looking at how we can connect and collaborate on regional transportation projects. The RIA grant funding is not only just discretionary grants, but it is also a low-cost bond loan from the federal government. We are working with TED and we are also working with Development Services to look at projects that do qualify for these, for this type of funding. I know you were very interested when WIT discussed having trails or multi-use paths and looking at our trail network. Connections, correct. That is a project that can be done, but currently right now we are working, like I said, with Nick in engineering and with our ACA, David Allen, to garner which projects would be best fitted to put onto the reassessment list to look at that funding.
So every county is going through this and looking at what projects would be good. We gotta make sure. You mentioned one on the east side. I mentioned a few on this side. I don't even remember what.
But it has to be rural category, in a rural category, the roadway, I believe. I have to look at the funding aspects, so we have to really look at what we're going to.
Out then.
Maybe, but we're looking at different projects right now, so that's where we are. I'm sure it'll be coming to you at other venues as well. So the RIA grant, and we discussed this at the last TMA, they did a presentation. I can send you the presentation if you'd all like to review it as well for your decision-making processes. But it's a very good program, but we just have to figure out what projects we want to bring forth, and we want to make sure our efforts are going to the best projects that we have.
So they hired consultants, right? The RIA grant.
Correct, to manage.
Do you remember the name of the company?
Does that got anything to do with your?
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, so there's a company that's been hired, and they are the ones coordinating this with the regional, with the TMA, I guess.
The TMA, downtown partnerships, and yes, and the MPOs.
Yeah, but.
And coordinating with the counties as well.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure you guys knew about it, because I think she may have known about it, but we didn't know about it, and, but she had told me about it last year, Mayor Castor, that they were awarded this, so.
Yes, and they're finally moving on it as well.
Yeah.
I had one more thing to say. It slipped my mind, but I'll make sure I get the actual.
So is it
presentation.
from the, what's the federal transportation agency called? FHA or federal?
I think it's from the Department of Transportation, FHWA or FTA, one of the two.
Yeah, is it part of the build,
The big I'm sorry.
Or build, or raise.
The big
whatever,
better bill, yeah.
transportation grants.
Mhm.
What was the name of the transportation grant through the, I don't know.
You're quizzing me now.
Anyway, the
No, you're
region won
good.
a bunch of money, and it's being kind of run out of the city of Tampa's office, but they've hired these consultants, and we're part of it.
Did they give a number? I don't remember if they had a number in there as far as how much they had available.
I don't think they gave a number. It was depending on the projects. Right now, they're trying to assess which projects are going to be picked and put on the list for assessment. So that's where we are in the process right now.
Mayor Hoover?
It might be a little early, but for the Cody River Underpass project, has there been a movement or update on the right-of-way study?
I will defer to Brian on that because it's, to my knowledge, is in the right-of-way study.
Right.
Brian Hunter with FDOT again. Yeah, so we are currently doing the line and grade design so we can identify the exact right-of-way needs that we have. We aren't there yet, but we are working towards it.
Is it still probably a year off to have that?
Yeah, it'd probably be about a year off. I think we had survey of the bridge top, but I don't think we had in-depth survey for the entire right-of-way.
Okay.
So that is the first piece that, and it seems to take a little while to get that kind of stuff done.
I was shocked to hear it was going to take a while. But appreciate your work.
Yeah.
I have one more thing for you.
Commissioner?
While he's at the motorcycle. Oh, okay. So we have the intersection of Starkey Boulevard and State Road 54, and I know we are working on a one-day pedestrian overpass there. But right now, the Coast to Coast Trail, which is a major trail for the state, comes through there, and it's overgrown and looks abandoned. And I texted my staff yesterday. I'm just so frustrated that no one's taken ownership of that. And when you leave here, you'll pass it. So please look at it on the right-hand side. So there's been discussion that, oh, that's DOT property, it's not the county property, Dewey Mitchell's property. And I will say the state handled that grant. You know, originally we were gonna build the Starkey Gap. And then when Sun Trail money came in, the state took over that contract, and someone came in from Orlando, an engineer, and designed it, and someone built it. Well, they brought in Kogan grass. So first of all, it's full of Kogan grass in your right-of-way and on Dewey's property. And it's unmanaged, unkempt, dangerous. So I'm hoping that you can get with Nick over there before you leave. And I added Keith Wiley to that conversation. I added our utilities. I added, I don't know, there was multi people in a text yesterday to say someone has to take ownership of maintaining that and cleaning out the Kogan grass and making it safe, because you cannot just look at it when you leave, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'll get with Nick, and we'll figure out the maintenance responsibilities and get that taken care of.
Thanks. I mean, the weeds are over my head. I mean, I don't know if it's ever been taken care of. All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
And this.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you mind if I jump in real quick? I wanted to go back to the other conversation, and also for the benefit of the city representatives on the board. My name is David Allen. I'm the Assistant County Administrator over Development Services. I did want to clarify on the RIA project that they did receive a grant to hire the consultant to do research and coordinate with the 3 counties. However, I think one of the important pieces to understand regarding that process is that the consultant is assisting with identifying alternative funding mechanisms. So one thing I want to be clear of is that there's not a pot of money that's out there with RIA that says, okay, we're going to all coordinate to get that money. What it's really looking at doing is identifying alternative funding mechanisms, whether that's public-private partnerships or other bond opportunities for financing the projects. And so, again, as Ms. Gorman mentioned, we're working together with our county engineer to find potential projects and potential gaps that may qualify or may be beneficial for us under those alternative funding mechanisms.
Can you email this form to us, all of us?
Thank you.
And I don't think it says rural, but it says foster economic growth and economic development and job growth. I mean, I think we definitely want to pay attention to this. And yeah, they're not. It's not funding to build these, it's funding to say what's important in the region and what's the best grant to go after, and let's help you put together that package to go after those grants,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was my understanding.
Yeah, they help put it together, yeah.
So it's just, it's multiple. like-
Yeah, whatever funding, yeah, multiple kinds of funding.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, well, my question is for you, Councilman, are you guys going to be lighting the bridge purple in November for the veterans?
Yes, we, right now the bridge is out. They're waiting on a module for it, so we don't have any colors at the moment. So as soon as that gets in, because it's supposed to be pink right now.
Right.
So as soon as we get that in, we'll get it lighted properly, but I'll make sure that we do for November veterans.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We're doing our buildings.
Anyone else? Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Thank you.
So not all.